Doing, man?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Before we get started talking about some softball, where can I score some salmon-colored pants like you had on yesterday?
Oh, man. Special edition, man. They're only for games like that.
Only championship pants there?
You got it, man. Special edition.
You were looking sharp, man.
Yeah, I figured, it was a game that everybody was looking forward to, so, maybe I should pull them out. They're certainly not everyday usage pants, I'll tell you that.
Mark, let's talk about this Egg Harbor Township Eastern game yesterday. Probably the best softball game I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of people saying that on Facebook and Twitter. And how do you even wrap your mind around that? What a tremendous game!
Well, it was unbelievable, man, and to sit there and try to write a story on it was, it was difficult just trying to figure out what happened and when it happened. I'm with you. I've never seen anything quite like it. I've seen some pretty good games, some good extra inning games, but for the stakes, with the records, what they were, I know we talked last week that, EHT came in 22-0, and Eastern came in with a longer win streak at 23 games. So it really was, it was billed as a great game, and it came through. I like you, I kind of still pinching myself to see if we were even actually there.
And what an atmosphere. I mean, the entire place was just jam-packed. You had all the kids coming in for the track meet. They were kind of stopping and seeing what was going on. The entire outfield, it was about 3 or 4 deep along the entire outfield fence. And man, for a high school softball game, what a tremendous atmosphere. And I know the girls love playing in front of that kind of crowd, on both sides. And it's just hard to even describe the intensity and the tense moment. I mean, tense moments inning after inning after inning for an hour on end.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny because with the way, like you said, the track athletes that came through, a lot of them, they came through and the coaches came through, and I was seeing people that, I know from up here, and they stop and people were watching the game, but the game went so long, they couldn't watch it all. I mean, everybody kind of at some point had to say, well, we got to do the track thing now. I stood here for 45 minutes or an hour, but, let me know who wins. Yeah, it was a great atmosphere. The EHT fans were great. I was surprised so many people from Eastern came because it was the middle of a weekday. But, yeah, it was a tremendous atmosphere. It's not something you see very often. You don't usually see 7 people deep on the baseline fences there. But it was worthy of the game. It got the game it deserved.
Might be one of those things you revisit in 10 years and do kind of a look-back story on, I would think.
Oh, absolutely. No one's gonna forget that game if you were there, and it's one of those that a lot of people are going to say they were there, but a lot of people were there. So you never know. It's not like a normal game where there's just 200 people and everybody says they were there. Nah, there were a lot of people there.
And those pitchers going at it, I mean, Rachel Warrow from Eastern Regional and Nicole Wisser from Egg Harbor Township, just 7 to 8 innings of shutting each other down, the other team, and to see those performances from those two pitchers was just mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, and the defense was tremendous. This is the thing I kept thinking about yesterday. You have, and I'm not going to take anything away from the pitchers because there were only 2 extra base hits, a home run from Eastern in the second inning, and Wisser's triple that made it 2-1, and I believe that was the third. Yeah, the third. Here's what's unbelievable to me. 3 times there was a play at the plate from a throw-in from the outfield from Eastern. 3 times the game could have ended there. Twice EHT, it was a game-winning run. And the other one, if Eastern gets her out, then the game's over on their behalf. And every time, it was a perfect throw to the plate at the perfect time. Twice, the 2 times they needed to extend the game by getting her out, they tagged her out. And the one time they could have ended the game, the ball popped out on the tag. but there were 3 perfect throws to the plate. You don't see that in high school softball.
Right.
You just don't. Like, it doesn't happen.
And another really cool thing from Egg Harbor Township's point of view is, their number 7 hitter, I believe, Ella Glenn, she comes through with the game-winning hit. 2 of their 7 runs were scored by pinch runners who, rarely see the field. So you kind of see the depth they have in that team. And what great moments for those young ladies who maybe not have the chance to play a whole lot during the season, but to come through when they're called on in the biggest game of their lives. That's going to be something they remember for the rest of their life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. And I was impressed with EHT. I was impressed with Eastern. They played 100 times. It's cliche, but it probably goes 50 and 50. I did think EHT probably deserved to win. But, I liked the depth that EHT had. I liked their defense. I think Whistler's fantastic. She really, dug deep a couple occasions there in the circle. And then Schramm came in and finished it off. And the Glenn girl, she was, I asked her, something like this. First thing I asked her, something like this. This is a moment you'll never forget for the rest of your life. I mean, what's that feeling like when it happens? And she's like, well, I didn't do it by myself. Well, everybody else in this game pretty much had a chance to win it.
Right.
You've even had a couple chances to win it. But, just the humility that she showed, it was tremendous. It was a great game. And she also said, they were as tough as us. It was like playing ourselves. And that's the message I got from Eastern, too, that, they deserved it. It just, you couldn't be mad at that game no matter what happened because everybody played so well.
I think you make a great point there where just about every batter 1 through 9 in each lineup at some point had a chance to win the game, and some batters multiple chances, and it was just one of those things where, gosh, somebody's got to come through at some point. and it happened to be Ella Glenn, but man, you don't normally see that where just about every batter in the lineup has a chance to win a game.
You don't, and the international tiebreak rules with the runner starting on second. So often you see these games where nobody scores, and you get to the 10th inning when this rule goes into effect. The first run comes across. You think, "Whew, thank God, this one's almost over." Not that yesterday that this was the case, because I could have stayed there all day. But then the team in the bottom half scores a run. Then you go to the 11th, and that, yesterday we went how long without a run? I don't think the runs ended up coming till the 11th. So, I mean, Eastern scored in the 4th, was it? So, yeah, we went 7 innings without a run. We went an entire game without a run.
Right.
and then everybody just started scoring. It's funny how that happens, but everybody had a crack at it. You can't say you didn't have a chance for glory, but man, what a game! What a game! Still, I still can't really believe it.
Good stuff, Mark. We're up against the break. We're going to try to catch up with Coach Dunlap for a few minutes here and talk more about that game. But thanks for taking a few minutes. We'll catch up with you soon, buddy.
Thanks, Sully. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good weekend. That was Mark Trible, the Courier-Post, talking about perhaps the best softball championship game in South Jersey history. We're going to try to catch up with Mary Dunlap if we can, coach of Egg Harbor Township,